Hey, y'all already know what's up, man. DNA, get money and drink water. As y'all can see right here, I got on the limited edition Get Money and Drink Water Scrooge McDuck t-shirt. If you go to DNAGMDW.com, you can get yours now. I got a few left in white. I got a few in black. Um, Also, I got the Get Money and Drink Water H2O shirt in white and black, a few sizes left. If you go to DNAGMDW.com and you purchase my merch and you check out with Shopify paying installments, that means you can get my merch today and pay for it later. Oh my goodness. I'm still tapped into this Trenches event. Shout out to Easy. Shout out to the Trenches. Hollow Man. Hollow Man is not missing a step. He has not battled in over a decade. I mean, he did battle in Philly. It was a small room, but I like what somebody said in the comments when I was watching on Rap Grid. They said legends need to come back in small rooms, and I feel like that is key because when you bring legends back in a small room, they get to get in front of that crowd again, and you got to work your way up. You haven't been in that game in a long time, but nonetheless, this was a fire return. Hollow Man was in his bag. You got the plates, you got the cups, and I got the bag for the ice. Like the way the flow pockets he was on was spinning on ice like Walt Disney. When he went to the flow pockets, he ended the round so precise. He ended the round so precise with letting the crowd finish it off. This was a one-round battle, but Hollow Man knew everything to do. Like his IQ along with his bars was so fire, man. Like this was a great return from him. He went crazy. It was fire. Shout out to the Wolf, man. Shout out to Ice. Cause Ice went crazy too. Ice always be talking that shit. The only one that could call me for dinner. My grandma's the only one that could call me for dinner at 6. Like, yeah, they were sleeping on Ice. Cause Ice be talking a lot of encrypted shit. Like you really gotta follow, you know what I mean? He's not. So in battle rap, you have the people that give you the lines right there. Like, okay, this is the punchline. Ice don't do that. So a lot of times niggas are confused with like, yo, what's Ice talking about? He ain't saying nothing. He's saying something every line. He's saying something every line. You just gotta be, you know what I mean? Your brain gotta be listening. You gotta, he's a thought provoking. Like he don't give you cookie cutter surface shit. So you really gotta be, you know what I mean, tapped in and follow the story because the story is always the ingredients is always in the story. Ice was fire. Only thing I could say negative about you know what I mean, like his performance was he stumbled, you know what I mean, but he got it back. In this situation, like I said, once again, I don't think Ice did anything wrong. It's Hollow Man's return after 10 years. You in Philly, and Hollow Man wins the coin toss. So you already know how it's going to look if Hollow Man delivers in Philly on his return and he gets to go second. So obviously, live, I'm giving it to Hollow Man. I'm gonna watch it back on camera. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot closer because, like I said, Ice was talking that shit. Ice was definitely talking the shit as always. I actually like the bars that Ice had today better than I liked his bar. That's crazy. Him and Show Off, I think, was better today than it was last week in the RBE joint. But you know how it goes. It's sometimes it's just it don't even have to do with your material. It just has to do how the stars align, how the universe and the battle rap gods make it look. And tonight was just, you know what I mean, Hollow Man's night. He was floating. He was on one, man. He was definitely going when I liked his composure. When Ice was going, he wasn't, you know what I mean, hating or nothing. Like, come on, let's work. Boom, boom, boom. Like, he had his shit down pat. Either that nigga is a natural at this or he's been paying, well, he was paying attention. He was using lucrative, even though that's a word that been around clearly, but we know that, you know what I mean, there was a big deal with Truffaut this year. He was using Big Dog. So, you know what I mean? His lingo was sharp. That's how I know he's still watching, you know what I mean, the coach. He's definitely tapped in, tuned in. So, you know what I mean? Big shout out to Hollow Man, man. Gotta give him his flowers. Definitely somebody that I heard about, that I was watching when I first, you know what I mean, wasn't even a battle rap. I wasn't even thinking of it. I was just watching, you know what I mean, Philly and New York on YouTube. So that shit was nostalgia. That defined that battle right there. These last two battles with Reed and Un and Head Ice and Hollow Man, that defined New York versus Philly. Because even if we didn't see Un and Ice on footage, they was battling during those times. Like they've been around putting in work since those times. So shout out to all four of them for being around for 2 decades, putting on for the culture, showing love for the culture, and they still around doing it now. So that was just a great look to see. I want everybody in the comments, y'all call it how y'all think it is, man. I got it being 2-2. I got Kaboom Edge in the first battle. I got Show Off Edge in the second battle. I got taking the third battle. I got Hollow Man taking the fourth. So I really think a lot of pressure's on Mike P and Rosenberg, man. This what comes down to it. This battle right here, I think is going to decide you know what I mean, who really got it, New York or Philly. And easy, you on to something. You know what I mean? You've been a great entrepreneur, a great businessman, understanding, well, you know, great businessman, you know, aside from good night. But yes, I meant with, you know, doing your league. But keep this going. This shouldn't be a one-part series. This should not be a one-part series. I think you should keep doing Philly versus New York and keep incorporating different people from New York and Philly. You know what I mean? This could be like, I got the wrestling podcast. This could be a Survivor series, man. You know what I mean? It's always, I like these theme cards when it's always, because now you got people picking sides, you got people voting, people rooting against who. Like, they should have merch. New York versus Philly with Philly crossed out for the New York niggas, and Philly versus New York with New York crossed out for the Philly niggas. See, I'm telling you, man, that niggas, it's 10 ways to make money with one thing. Open, you know what I mean? Shout out to Ice though, man. Like I said, and he was a champ. He was just sitting there like, hey, when the shit drop on camera, they're gonna say, y'all jump me. Do your thing, man. Ice. You know what I mean? But Ice was talking his shit. But yeah, Hollow Man was in a different Duffalito, man. Shout out to Hollow Man, man. I definitely want to bring him on Breakfast with the Champ. I'm gonna reach out to him. That was some stellar shit tonight, man. You know what I mean? Showing that he still got it in his duffel. One battle left on the trenches card. Mike P versus Rosenberg Raw. Before we get into that, though, I'm going to tell y'all about my event, Halloween Havoc, going down October 29th. It's an all wrestling bars battle happening live on Caffeine for pay-per-view at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. It's me versus Charlie Clips, Danny Myers versus Chess, Seed Happens versus Snake Eyes, Don Marino versus Jerry West, Zeta Dropout versus Osiris. This is a pay-per-view event only. It will be no tickets sold at the door. You can only watch this event by getting the pay-per-view. It is a one-round event. Every battle is 1 round, 4 minutes, being that it's themed about wrestling. We're not going to make it redundant, so every battle is 1 round. The pay-per-view cost is $25 on Caffeine if you do not have the URL TV app, and if you do have the URL TV app, then it is $10. Make sure y'all support the event October 29th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be crazy. I'm tuned in, about to watch the last battle, the Trenches card, Rosenberg Raw versus Mike P. Good night.